everybody. So, I know that video reviews are not usually a thing on this channel, but this new one looks kind of interesting to me. Chef Pee was always one of my favorite characters, and, like, this is the first time he's had a Focus episode in a while. Well, I guess technically they had another one not too long ago, but it was like it was like introducing us to his new design or something. It was like one of those makeover episodes or whatever they're called. So, I mean, they're bringing back Chef Pee, so I figured I might want to just do a reaction video on it. Seemed fair.
Chicken and waffles for breakfast? Oh, this is gonna be absolutely delicious. Chef BB! What do you want, Braxton? I'm trying to make chicken and waffles. Wait. Why you so damn clean? Oh, you like the new look, huh? Yeah, I got a fresh-ass Goodfellas t-shirt on, clean as hell, fresher than a bitch. You like it? Hell no! I like it when you're dirty and filthy. That's how I know you're actually getting the job done and you're working hard. Well, wait, where's my orange juice? You know I like freshly squeezed orange juice on Sundays. Well, we don't have any oranges. We got onions over here. I can make you some onion juice. No, I don't want no damn onion juice. Does it look like it's Thursday? I am not detoxing today. Make me some damn oranges. Go get some from the fucking store or something. God. Okay, Braxton. Jeez. You can ask, please.
Chugga. Aw, Percy, why the long face?
That's Henry! That ain't Percy! Dude, look, no, okay? No. Logan, Mr. 30, no. No. Okay? I will not accept that. That is not Percy. That is not Percy. Okay? Percy's like the short little cute one. Percy's like the short little green train, and Percy's like so cute, and he has number 6 on his back, and he's like so cute, and he's adorable. This is freaking Henry. This is Henry. You know Thomas and Friends? You know train number 3 is the big long green one. This is Henry. This is the one, okay, who in that one episode was sealed behind a wall of bricks forever because he refused to go out in the rainstorm because it was going to scratch his coat of paint. You see all these scratches on the toy? That's because of the rain. The rain scratched his paint. That's why he wanted to stay in, so he got sealed in there forever. Also, I can't help but notice that this is probably a freaking bootleg because it doesn't actually have a number 3 on the side. This is a bootleg toy that and his short stack is missing. His like little chimney hat or whatever the frick they're called is missing. But one thing I know for certain is that this is not freaking Percy. Okay, it's not. This one's not Percy. This one is Henry. Henry. Yeah, okay, so number 1 you got Thomas. Okay, you got Thomas. He's the Thomas and Friends. He's big old train. He's the You know, he's the Thomas. You know, you have Thomas. He's number 1. He was number 1. So you have Thomas. Okay. After him, you have I forget his name. Ed something, I think. And then you have Henry. Okay, which is this one. Okay. And then you have Gordon, he was the big douche. And then you have James, he was my favorite. James was the number 5. I liked the number 5, and I also liked the color red. So I really liked James. James was like my favorite character as a kid. And then you had Percy, who was the cute little short one. And then you had Toby, who I also liked because I like the name Toby and I like the number 7. And he was the brown one with the little cow catchers in front of him. And he was sort of like a square train, sort of like a square engine. No, he wasn't a train. He was an engine. He was an engine. Because these aren't trains. These are engines. This part of the train is called an engine. The whole thing is called the train. This part is an engine. This is the steam. So, like, Thomas is a tank engine. I don't know what type of engine that Henry is. And Toby, he was an engine. He was like a square engine. He had sort of a rounded roof, and he had like cow catchers at the front of him. Junior is supposed to be the biggest Thomas fan in the history of the SML lore. Okay? This is an established rule of the character you have, that this character, hang on. This one right here, this is an established rule. This guy is the Thomas guy. He knows this shit. He knows all of this stuff. He would know it. And yet, you're trying to tell me that this character, the guy who's played with Thomas since his youth, who always gets to play with Thomas and everyone else has to play with the ugly red one, this guy doesn't know who this guy is. You know, an argument like this is like saying that Patchy the Pirate doesn't know who Mr. Krabs is despite being like a SpongeBob fan for his whole life. That's stupid. That's a bad argument. This is a bad video. I don't even need to watch the rest of the video to know that this is gonna be terrible. I know this is gonna be awful. But Logan, you freaking Shaggy from Scooby-Doo looking, freaking like, hang on. I imagine I can get like a picture of him if like I look it up real quick. Hang on. Logan 30 Acre. Logan 30 Acre. I love how laggy my computer is, by the way. Logan Austin 30 Acre, television director. Okay. I'll look him up, and hopefully it will load. So I can make fun of you face to face. I don't want you to hear the complete and utter rage I am building up towards you until I can see your face. Yeah, this guy, this man, this lovely, lovely individual, this travesty of injustice that this man is. This guy, Mr. the Logan 30 Acre. Mr. the Logan 30, like, this shaggy looking, not having any ideas since 2017 looking, freaking never uses Tony or Woody or Shrek anymore looking, like, freaking, like makes fun of the disabled looking, makes fun of the Chinese looking, makes fun of the black people looking, makes fun of the gay people looking, like, this looking, mother funner, this guy, you don't know the Thomas the Tank Engine lore. You don't know it. Okay? You've never once known it. You have not had an encounter with Thomas the Tank Engine like us Thomas the Tank Engine fans have. Thomas the Tank Engine is a cornerstone of so many of our childhoods, and you are going to disrespect him like this. This Elsa Gate looking, probably shouldn't have a child of his own looking. Okay, that one might actually be a little bit too mean. This this man. You know what we should do? We should get together, us Thomas fans. Alright? We should get together. And we should put Logan in that same, like, tunnel that Henry was in that episode. And we should, like, stack up bricks and, like, glue them together with, like, brick glue or whatever it's called. We should, like, brick him in there. We should brick and mortar him in there. And he'll just stay there forever. Like, in Minecraft, right? We should do that in Minecraft. Okay? So, look, he put his he put his address. His address is publicly available. No. Hang on, let me take a step back. That was a little bit too far. This man thinks that I will accept that he just called this character Percy. No. Never in a million years. Never in a million thousand years. Never until the heat death of the universe. We will get GTA 6 before I accept this. The rapture of the church will happen before I accept this. And probably also the entirety of the millennial reign will happen before I accept this. I'm not gonna make Delta Logan anymore. I was gonna make Delta Logan. It was gonna be the super nice AU of like Deltarune, where like I replaced everyone with Super Mario Logan characters, and it was gonna be this big, huge appreciation of everything that Logan has done throughout the time of this series existing. It's canceled. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not gonna make Delta Logan. I can't make Delta Logan because of this freaking mistake. This travesty. You know, I've forgiven a lot. Okay? Like, when Mario locked Jeffy out of the house, I forgave that. Okay? That was one of the worst episodes that he ever made, but I forgave that. Okay? I forgave Jeffy's bad word. This word, where he used, like, this slur that doesn't necessarily offend me as much as it might some other people, but it's still a slur. And he used this slur like 47 times in the video, and he had Jeffy say it. And whenever Jeffy say it, it kept getting Mario in trouble. I was there for that shit. I didn't leave. Okay, when I saw that, I didn't leave. That was one of the first episodes of the series I watched. So I'm gonna be honest. As big of a fan as I am of this, like, the first episode I saw was, like, one of the worst episodes of the series. But my curiosity peaked, and I watched more. And when I watched more, I watched stuff like Bowser Jr. Kinda Goes Camping. Or, like, the Pillow Fort, the episode where they all made pillow forts. Or the Bake Sale, this episode where Junior was a complete dummy, and like they're trying to sell cookies to pay for Joseph's medical bills. And Junior was such a big dummy that he kept making things worse. It was like an actually good comedy of errors, and it's hard for someone like me to enjoy that type of comedy where it's just bad things happening to the characters over and over and over and over and over again. I guess technically it was forgivable that time because Junior was doing it to himself. Like, Junior was doing it to himself, so it was kind of forgivable. And then he got a very fitting comeuppance at the end of the episode. I've been with this since 2017. I've been with this series. I've been with this series when the Nintendo lawsuit came and it was like, okay, no more Super Mario Logan. You gotta use puppets now. You gotta use ugly aw puppets now. And I stuck with it because there were still some really good jokes. Squid Game 2. Squid Game 2. Squid Game 2? Can we all discuss Squid Game 2? That was like a really good series that you put together. Logan. Mr. 30 Acre. That was a really good... This is freaking AI Logan. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. No, okay, maybe that's not... That might just be a 3D model. It looks uncanny, though. It does. Look, that was a really good series. The whole joke with, like, Cody's free medium french fries that he gets from McDonald's every week, That was a good joke. I listen to your videos a lot, Logan. Your videos are very like turn on in the background and do stuff while listening to it type videos. Like I can play Minecraft while listening to this. I can like make my own indie game, which I haven't worked on for 6 months, but have made like 14 episodes for. So I think it's fair I take a break. Type stuff where it's like I listen to your videos while working on that, and I even made some direct references to your show in the game that I made. Like, okay, so like the whole thing with like that scene where Jeffy built the Lego pirate ship and then he like threw it in the bathtub and then Chives had to clean it. I referenced that. I referenced that scene in my game. I referenced that. That was a reference that I made because I appreciate you and I appreciate your series. And I appreciate all that you've done for me. Like, okay, back during the pandemic when we were all locked inside all the time and I wanted to die, I watched your series. And it was kind of stupid. It was like goofy, stupid fun, but I loved it. It was it really dragged me out of a deep, dark depression that had been spiraling since the day I graduated school and the days of that forsaken virus. Now the virus is gone, but I'm not gone. I'm still here. And I'm still here because your series was funny enough that I could ignore my intense desire to die. Your series has put smiles on so many people's faces and will forever be a cornerstone of the stuff I like, even if quality-wise it's not as good as some of the other things I like. And that's because you did something. You made what you thought was funny. And even if people hated you, you still made stuff. And I admire you. I admire your balls, okay? I admire your balls with some of the things you do, okay? This is stuff. Some of the jokes that have made me laugh hardest in SML are some of the jokes that nobody else on this platform would have the balls to make. But Logan, you have those balls and you made those jokes. And some of them made me cringe my asshole off. But others were hilarious and I loved them. And I laugh. And I laugh, and so I watch and I rewatch all of these episodes. There's a plethora of episodes. Admittedly, you make too much. You make too much episodes. You need to cut back on the amount of episodes you make. And also, you need to use some of the older characters because they were fun. Like, okay, I miss Shrek, and I miss Woody, and I miss Tony. Tony. Freaking Tony. Like Shrek has stuff like the couch, and like Woody's got the shrimpo meteor and like the other shrimp episode with like the mutated shrimp that killed everyone. But like okay, they got some good episodes in like the Jeffy era, but like poor Tony. Oh Tony, oh no. But I will never be able to accept this. Out of all the things that SML has given me, I will never, ever be able to accept this. But either way, I hope you do good. You know, I hear you're raising a kid now. I hope you can care for the kid, be able to care for the kid, because I know YouTube like fricks you over so much, and it's unreal. And you should 100% be allowed to use the Mario characters again because I miss them. And I get that that's like a big stress that you're going through too because like yeah, I mean Nintendo is Nintendo. I mean they're selling their new console for like $500 now and selling their games for $80. kind of sucks. I imagine that was probably one of the biggest, like, don't worship your idols moments for you when you found out how Nintendo really was. They were not necessarily this wholesome, kid-friendly company that just wanted to make people smile and inspire their creativity. Yeah, it's sad, and they're really making, Nintendo has probably made the best case for piracy out of like any game company that exists. Like, they're the ones who hate piracy the most, but they're the ones that present the best argument for it, which is funny to me. Okay, so look, my point here, Logan, is there are no hard feelings for what you did. Okay? It was a travesty. It was a travesty. But there are no hard feelings. I forgive you for saying the character's name wrong, or using the wrong character's name. You said Percy when you met Henry. And, like, no hard feelings for that. I'll continue to watch your series. I'll continue to love your series. The memories have not been tainted by that event, but they were very close to being so.
Percy, why the long face? Well, I caught my wife getting a train ran on her. Look. Aw, that sucks, Percy. Yeah, they're all up in her caboose.